I love process. I love figuring out how to make things better. So I'm always doing that. So one thing I kind of alluded to was just this week, the way in which I present user stories and then we as a team implement them. So our process to this point has been, I will write requirements in the form of user stories. They will all be grouped together in epics, so there's different themes. We'll kind of talk about them at a high level at, let's say, like sprint 1 while working on other stuff, and then at sprint 2 we'll groom them. So we'll go through each story and just talk about like, oh, well, I think it would take this to implement it, and maybe that's too big and we need to break it down and go through comps and things, and then say like, okay, we're agreed on what this is, and then we'll move to sprint 3 and then we'll actually do the implementing. We're moving quickly to try to release by a hard date, which we don't have often. So we were forced to squish most of that process into a day, which had us starting with a, let me show you the wireframes. Let me tell you the things that it needs to do by the time we ship. And I have some stories, but let's just not look at those yet. Let's just talk through all the things we need to do. And it was whiteboarding the process, then going back and making sure we had the stories for it. And in one case, we wrote a whole set of stories together so that they were in really simple chunks that were stakeholder reviewable, and that turned into a developer as a stack of cards, and they can just pull them off the top and go ahead and implement in a particular order. So I think what we learned, we need to have a couple more sprints to kind of validate the process, is that there's more collaboration that can happen further ahead, at the start of the process, that serves everyone much better. There's less confusion, there's less rework in stories, there's less like, oh, well, I didn't think about that. We're gonna have to do that. It's gonna take a whole nother sprint. So we went down to something. So I'm excited about where that might head.